Hello guys and welcome to my channel Departure from the Usual. So today's shout out goes to Chandana Bandhu. If you guys also want a shout out, then don't forget to subscribe my channel, like the video and comment down below. Let's move on to today's case. Today I'm going to be talking about a woman named Lisa Montgomery. Guys, the story of Lisa's life is no less than a horror movie. Her stepfather, Jack Kleiner, sexually assaulted her for the first time when Lisa was just 11 years old. For years, he raped her repeatedly, coming into her room at night and threatening to rape her younger sister if she resisted. Lisa's mother, Judy, was an alcoholic whose drinking caused Lisa to be born with permanent brain damage. She beat her children, including Lisa. She punished them by putting them in cold showers or by whipping them with belts, cords, or hangers. On one occasion, she killed the family dog in front of Lisa and her siblings to punish them, brutally smashing its head with shovel until it died. Lisa's mother, Judy, ultimately married 6 times and had multiple partners throughout Lisa's childhood. She began prostituting Lisa to older men when Lisa was in her early teens. Lisa was anally, orally, and vaginally raped by several men, one after the other for several hours at a time. As a result of her sexual torture, she developed complex post-traumatic stress disorder. She told people about the abuse, including a cousin who was a law enforcement officer, but no one intervened to help. Eventually, her grades declined and she was placed in a special needs classes. She always came to school dirty in clothing that was torn and full of holes. Around this time, the family was living in an isolated trailer home with no running water. School administrators suspected abuse at Lisa's home, but failed to take steps to investigate further or report it to the police. At the age of 17, Lisa's mother instigated her to get engaged to her stepbrother, and they married when she was 18. Her husband continued the cycle of abuse, raping, and beating her. She gave birth to 4 children. After the 4th child was born, she was pressured into an involuntary sterilization. Over the years, her mental health continued to deteriorate, and her behavior became increasingly erratic. She lived in dire poverty, and by the time she was 34, she had moved 61 times. She divorced and married again. But guys, this video is not about the crimes done on Lisa by her parents and her husband. But this video is about Lisa and the crime committed by her. Let me take you 2 days before the crime. Lisa's abusive husband filed for custody of 2 of her children. At the time, she had told her new husband she was pregnant with her former husband, which her former husband knew was untrue because she had been sterilized against her will. He threatened to expose her and said he would use the imagined pregnancy in court to obtain custody of her children. The threat of losing her children, combined with years of trauma and severe mental illness, pushed Lisa to do what she had done. 2 days after that incident, Lisa met Bobby Joe Stinnett, a 23-year-old dog breeder, in an online chat room called Ratter Chatter. At the time, Bobby was talking to prospective buyers for a dog and happened to mention she was 8 months pregnant. Lisa, under the customer name Darlene Fisher, claimed she too was expecting, generating an email exchange that led Lisa to schedule a visit to Bobby's home over state lines to view a puppy. And as I have told you, Lisa had undergone sterilization after the birth of her 4th child, which means she could not have child anymore. But this fact was unknown to Bobby. On December 16, 2004, Lisa entered Bobby's home and strangled her and proceeded to carve out the premature baby from her womb with a kitchen knife. At one point, Bobby is said to have woken from her unconscious state and attempted to fight back. But at that point, Lisa strangled her to death. Lisa wandered around the town with the baby girl in a Winnie the Pooh outfit, and when asked, she told that she delivered her baby at a women's center in a nearby town and that she had named her Abigail. Bobby's lifeless body was discovered by her mother, Becky Harper, about an hour after the assault, and a frantic search for the tiny baby commenced. The following day, after forensic computer scientists traced the online communication between the women, Lisa was arrested at her home, where the newborn baby was also recovered. The baby girl survived and was placed in the care of her father. She would now be 16, but has lived a quiet life removed from the public eye. Her mother was laid to rest. So guys, what actually happened was, Lisa met Bobby at a dog show in Abilene in 2004. They used the Ratter Chatter online message board for people who loved rat terrier dog. And at that time, Lisa used a fake name and scheduled an appointment via email with Bobby to look at the dog. Guys, let me tell you that Lisa was the only woman on federal death row. She is the first woman executed by the federal government since 1953. And on January 13, 2021, the federal government executed Lisa Montgomery. Lisa's childhood was horrific, but her time during the trial was the worst. Her predominantly male defense team, controlled by Dave Owen, was ill-equipped to address her complex trauma in the court. Dave had never defended a capital case. To ensure Lisa received competent legal representations, experts recommended the appointment of Judy Clark, one of the most talented defense attorneys in the country. And for the first time, Lisa felt like she could build a trusting relationship with counsel. Lisa felt that Miss Clark truly cared about her well-being and best interests. But Dave was unhappy with Judy Clark's involvement in Lisa's defense. And without informing Judy Clark, Dave and his boss asked the male federal judge to remove her from the case. They said that Miss Clark was abusive, non-productive and obstructive. Without hearing from Miss Clark, the federal judge removed her from the case. The judge ordered that all contact from Miss Clark be cut off. And on April 20, 2006, when Miss Clark attempted to visit Lisa in jail, she was refused entry. Lisa did not see Miss Clark again until after Lisa was sent to federal death row. Lisa had trouble sleeping and getting out of bed. She sobbed profusely and could not eat. She was suicidal. And the defense failed to present critical evidence of Lisa's sexual exploitation and torture, and failed to explain to the jury why it mattered. Guys, Lisa committed a crime that she can never take back, and her actions had tragic consequences for Miss Bobby Jo Stinnett and her family. But do you think that the tragedy caused by her actions will ever be remedied by her execution? What do you think? Tell me in the comments below. And also, if you want to know about a horrific teen couple who murdered the girl's father, then click the video on the left. I'll meet you next time with another brutal crime story from around the world. Until then, signing off.